Hi, and welcome back to the challenge. By popular demand, Stacy has come back. Thanks for your overwhelming request to see Stacy. Today we're going to work on activating the gluteus medius when we go to stand. So let's begin standing. Stand up at the top of your mat. You're going to need a block for this one. Put your right foot up on the block. Then, as you lean your weight into your right foot, I want you to feel with your right hand on this hip muscle that you can feel your outer butt dent in when you stand on the block. Step off the block for a second and feel how that muscle relaxes, it fills back out, and then step back up onto the block, and you should feel it dent in. Now, as you activate that muscle, push straight down through your heel and grow up through your spine like you're being pulled up. Okay, then change sides, just so you can feel it on the other side. So step your left foot up on there, press into the heel, put your hand on there, feel that muscle engage. Isn't that kind of cool? And then set your right foot back down. If that muscle doesn't fire, when you go to stand up, your body will kind of slack over. So feel it engage and feel yourself stand tall. Cool. Now stand at the top of your mat in mountain pose. Join your palms together. With your eyes closed, take a slow, steady breath in. And let it out. Release your arms at your side and open your eyes. Inhale, take your arms forward, up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale into a flat back, elongate. Step your left leg back into a lunge and lower your knee down. Inhale, raise your arms up, low lunge. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Plant your left hand flat and twist, take your right arm up. Bring your right hand back down. Step back into downward facing dog. Inhale into plank pose, glide forward. Exhale, lower slowly into low plank, knees down or legs straight, your call. Lift back up into high plank. Lie down onto your belly. Stretch your arms forward, reach back through your toes. Inhale, reach through your toes, reach past your fingers. Exhale, bend your elbows back into cactus position. Inhale, stretch your arms forward. Exhale, bend back into cactus. Inhale, reach your arms forward. Exhale, back into cactus. Lower your heart down. Press up into plank pose. Stretch back into downward dog. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale, find a flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Press down through your feet, firm your hips in and down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into a flat back, elongate. Step your right leg back into a lunge. Lower your knee down and inhale, raise your arms up. Bring your hands down, plant your right hand flat and twist. Take your left arm up. Now as you're twisting, feel your left outer hip firming in so that you can stay long through the midline. That same muscle activating is turning on your core. Bring your hand down, step back into downward facing dog. Inhale into plank pose. Exhale, lower slowly into low plank. Lift back up. Lower all the way onto your belly. Inhale into low cobra, point your toes back, roll your chest open. Press up into plank pose. Stretch back into downward dog. Walk your feet all the way forward to the front of your mat. Inhale into a flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into a flat back. Step back, plank pose, one leg at a time. Now hold in your plank, open up your collarbones, but keep your middle plugged in. Bring your right knee up to your chest. Change, bring your left knee up to your chest. Change, right knee up to your right elbow. Change, left knee up to your left elbow. Change, right knee to left elbow. Change, left knee to right elbow. Stretch that leg back. Lower down onto your belly. Inhale into cobra pose. Exhale, lower your chest down, press up into plank pose. Stretch back into downward dog. Inhale your right leg up from the inner thigh behind you. Exhale the knee to your right outer armpit. Inhale, reach your leg back up. Exhale the knee to your left armpit. Inhale, reach your leg back up. Exhale, shift into plank, pull your knee up. Step your foot all the way up by your thumb. Good. Now feel the outer hips compact and move down towards your back heel, especially this right outer hip, that same glute med muscle. I want that to fire as you float your arms back behind you. Hover your chest out over your knee. Now lift your chest up just a little bit so you're long to the line of your back ankle. So you're like looking for the mountain pose line. Right outer hip firm, left leg spine tall. Now lift your belly, inhale, raise your arms up. And as you exhale, lean your chest back out over your knee, stretch your arms back, shoulder blades on the back, chest open. Inhale, come back up, raise your arms up. Keep that right outer hip firm. Exhale, lean out over your knee. Your hips shouldn't be wibbling side to side. Wibbling. Inhale, raise your arms up. Making up words. Exhale, arms down to your side, lean out. Hold there. Now keeping the length through your thoracic, your right outer hip turned on. Set your left hand down and twist. Raise your right arm. And then just remember, if you collapse over, you can use a block. You just slide a block underneath your hand, and then that helps you to get the length. And it's mostly just about proportions. It's not like, oh, I'm good at yoga or bad at yoga. Bring your hand down, step back into plank pose. Hold there, strong in your plank. Or do an optional chaturanga push-up. Glide back into downward dog. Take your left leg up, but notice how well Stacy keeps the rib cage in, so she's actually doing a whole body core pose instead of just sinking into it. Exhale the knee to your left armpit. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale the knee to your right armpit. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale the knee to your chest, pull up. Step your foot up lightly by your thumb. Come up onto your fingertips, firm your hip in, reach your heart forward. Then float your arms back behind you without the hips swinging out to the side. Wake up the spine, grow long. Then inhale, lift your belly, raise your arms up. Exhale, lean out over your knee, arms back. Inhale, lift your belly, raise your arms up. Exhale, lean back out over your knee. Inhale, lift up, raise arms up. Do we do that many on the other side? Exhale, lean out over your knee. It's going where it's good for you. Okay, then hold and put your right hand down, take your left arm. I did that on purpose because we tend to be more right side dominant, and no, I didn't, okay. Okay, so as you're holding, engage that outer hip, wake up the spinal muscles through the thoracic, lengthen as you're twisting. Feel the weight right in the front of your left heel. And think of opening the backs of the shoulders just as much as the chest. Notice how Stacy doesn't swing her arm behind her. Instead, the upper traps are spreading as the chest is spreading. Bring your hand down, step back into plank pose. Take a vinyasa or just stretch right back into downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale into chair pose, bend your knees, sit your hips back, raise the arms up. Exhale, come up to stand, Samastiti. Inhale into chair pose, bend knees, sit back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Step back into plank pose. Now 3 options. You could hold in your plank like Stacy's gonna do, or you could lower into chaturanga. Or you can come into up dog, and then go back into downward dog. Step your right foot up by your right thumb. Pin that hip back in for crescent. Lift your belly, raise your arms up. Good, now arms to your side. Lean your weight into your right foot. Bent knee, warrior 3. Firm that outer hip and step up. Then step back into crescent. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, lean out over your knee. Step up. Ooh, does that outer hip turn on, or are you just sinking into your joints? Step back into crescent. Last one. Arms to your side, lean your chest out over your knee. Step up. We're doing like jazzercise yoga now. Okay, so feel that outer hip turn on so that you can turn on your spine muscles. Do you have good posture, or are you just hanging into it? So this exercise can be as hard as you want to make it. Press down into that right foot even, level your hips and your waist. Good, bend your knee, step back into crescent, raise your arms up. Hands to the mat, step back. Vinyasa, or just go right back into downward facing dog. Vinyasa means to do the chaturanga, up dog, down dog. Step your left foot up by your thumb. Inhale, raise your arms up. Come up from the strength of your outer hip and your strong, tall spine. Arms to your side, lean out over your knee. Step up, bent knee, warrior 3. Step back into crescent. Inhale your arms up. Exhale the arms to your side, lean out. Step up. Step back. Raise your arms. Last one, this is the longest hold. Arms to your side, lean out. Commit to the outer hip firing to step you up. Just like when you're on the block, you could feel it engage. Now grow your mountain pose line from your back ankle out through your spine. Even if you need to bend your left knee deeply, even if you need to put your hands up on blocks like we've learned, bend your knee and step back, crescent lunge. Better to have good posture with your hands on something than to be strengthening slouch asana. Bring your hands down to the mat and step back. Take a vinyasa or just glide back into down dog. Walk your feet forward to the front of your mat. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Now let's twist again like we did last summer. Sit back into chair pose. Raise your arms up, like we did last year. Bring your hands to prayer. Sit back a little deeper and twist to your right. Left elbow to the outside of your knee. Stacy always gives me a pity laugh. It makes me feel really nice. Okay, so as we hold here, see if you can aim those hips straight back and then navigate out through the midline through your crown. Breathe down through the central channel, neither favoring right or left, not leaning back, not leaning forward. Come back to chair pose. Compact those outer hips. Lift your belly, arms up, twist to your left. Good, now this is about the time where I look and I see everybody's inner ankles sinking and arches hanging and knees collapsing in, and they're not using any leg muscles. Remember, from using leg muscles, squat day, press into your heels, lift your inner arches, press your big toe mounds. Come back to chair pose. Look at those ankles. Are they sinking in? Not Stacy, she's got ankles of steel. And fold forward, Uttanasana. Let your head drop. Inhale into a flat back. Step back into down dog or take a vinyasa. Step your right foot, crescent lunge. Inhale your arms up. Exhale your arms down at your side. Lean your chest out. Step up. Step back into crescent. Raise your arms up. Arms to your side, lean your chest out. Step up. Bend your knee, step back into crescent, raise your arms up. Bring hands to prayer. Lean your chest out over your knee and twist. Take your left elbow to your knee. Press down through your center heel, lift up your navel heart, twist. Good, now right hand onto your hip. I'm gonna suggest a block for most people. Stacy, you pick whatever you like. Put your hand on a block, whatever size you like, and now keeping that hip on a track with its ankle so the glute med's firing. Keeping your spine tall, step into balance, twisted half moon. This back heel is strong, like it's pressed into a wall. Find your length first, and then start to twist deeper. Now, if you're up on the tall block, you're gonna notice that Stacy isn't going into a deep twist even though she can. It's because the block is preventing any deeper twisting. It wouldn't be appropriate to try to twist more. She'd just sink somewhere in her spine. So don't try to twist all the way open if you're up on a tall block. Last deep breath, fill up your lungs. Good, then standing splits or uttanasana, your call. Hands down, back leg up, or both hands down, both legs down. Fold forward at the front of your mat now. Inhale into a flat back. Step back into downward dog or take a vinyasa. Step your left foot, crescent lunge. Inhale your arms up. Lean your chest out over your knee, arms back. Feel that outer hip engage without the knee caving in. Lean into your foot and step up. If your knee twists in, you're not using the hip right. Step back, crescent lunge. Inhale your arms up. Arms to your side. Lean out over your knee. Step up. Step back into crescent lunge. Inhale your arms up. Bring hands to prayer. Lean out over your knee. Twist. Take your right elbow to your knee. That's good. I don't know why, but just doing prayer right now it reminded me of the Bone Thugs and Harmony video where they're the crossroads. And he's like, and we pray and we... Okay. So that happened. Now put your left hand on your hip, right hand a foot in front of your foot. Keep that hip in. As you open up your chest, lean into your foot. Don't let the knee cave in as you lean into your leg. You better pray that knee didn't cave in. And twist. All right. So I can see, her sit bone, her hip socket, they're right in line with the ankle. So that's good. Hip socket being right here. Right over the ankle. She's got that hip turned on. Grow long through your spine like Stacy's doing. Spread your chest. One more deep breath. Breathe all the way down through the central channel. Fill up your lungs. Good. Standing splits or uttanasana. Then lower your leg down. Squat down for crow pose. Practice your malasana or your crow, 5 breaths. Good, then make your way back to chaturanga or just right back into down dog. Inhale into plank pose. Come into plank on your forearms. Roll onto the outside edge of your left foot. Take your right arm up. Okay, now modification for this next exercise. It's going to be kind of tricky, but this is to help to activate your glute med. So if you had a lot of trouble with the glute med when you're trying to step up, the knee was twisted in, I'm going to show you the easier one. I'll just go behind Stacy like this and I'll sneak under her like this. You can see. With the easier one, my left knee comes in front, the right leg goes like this. Now both of us are going to lift the right leg up and turn the big toe inward slightly. So we got a little internal rotation. We'll firm the hips out of the back and then just lift up 5 times up and down with the right leg. Just little pulses. And you should feel that outer hip engaging. I got the easy work. And then slowly with control, change sides. Right elbow down, left arm up. So if you're like, holy smokes, that was way too hard to do on my forearm, I can't get the work, then you could just, lower down, do it the lazy man way. Then lift your left leg up, turn the big toe in and just do little lifts. Yeah, you can even put your hand down if the balance is too difficult. 1, 2, a little bigger than that, 3, 4, 5, and come back into plank on your forearms. Good, then hold there. Press down through your big toe mounds, second toe mounds, lift up your belly, engage your legs. And hold for the last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower your hips down, Sphinx pose. Curl your toes under, lift your knees, hips up. Walk into down dog on your forearms. Scoop up your middle, raise your right leg up. Now if the pose all goes to hell and the shoulders roll in, you hunch over, just keep both legs down, work on that. Change legs, raise your left leg up. Lower that leg back down and walk back into plank on your forearms. Lower your hips back down, Sphinx pose. Bend your right knee, reach back with your right hand. Aim your foot towards your outer hip. Now, if this feels like a lot on your lower back, this is a pretty extreme back bend, you can scoot your left elbow forward or even lie all the way flat. Release that and change sides. Release that. Lower your belly down, chest down. Then either clasp the hands behind your back or bend your knees and reach back, take both feet and come into Dhanurasana. Good, lower yourself back down. Upward facing dog, roll your chest through. Downward dog, stretch back. Make your way to seated. Come into Navasana, boat pose. Then tap your heels down to the ground and lower with control into Ardha Navasana. Hold there, abdominals in. See if you can take both legs forward, keeping the abdominals gripped in. Good, come back up. Reverse plank, put your hands a foot behind you. Lift your heart, roll your shoulders open, then lift your hips up. Lower your hips back down. Navasana, knees up, arms forward. Lower into Ardha Navasana. Hold the abdominals in. Last 5, 4, 3, 2. Come back up, Navasana. Good, reverse plank. Lower your buns back down. Lie down onto your back and open up your arms to your side. Cross your right ankle over your left knee and let your legs fall over to the left. You want that? Yeah. Okay, so just to reemphasize about what we learned about the gluteus medius, this is our important balance muscle. Anytime we're doing something on one leg or with a leg forward, any like lunging, single leg lunging, squatting, whatever, stepping up to balance on the leg. If this muscle isn't strong, the core isn't going to activate right, and that's not going to be good. So a great way to get it strong and mobile is just with that side lying work. The one that I showed is the most basic, kicking like that. Change the cross of your legs now, come back to center, go over to the other side. And it's really important when you're doing that exercise to keep your leg angled inward slightly. So like there's a slight angle of the big toe down so you can feel that muscle fire. If it angles out, then you'll be working the glute max, which is already really strong in everybody, and there's an imbalance in strength. So we want to teach that glute med to get strong. We also want to keep it mobile too, so we do hip openers because a muscle's health and its true strength is its ability to contract and release all the way. All right, then come back to center, uncross your legs, and stretch out for Shavasana. So let your body completely relax now. With your eyes closed, start to become aware of the flow of energy in your body, but also your breath at the same time. So just feel those movements. Then take a slightly fuller, deeper breath in and out through your nose. Bend your knees and roll over to your side. Press yourself up to seated. Bring your palms together. Taking a moment here to be grateful for the practice, all the benefits it's bringing you, and for the time that we had together. Thank you. Namaste. All right, moving right along with the challenge. Thanks so much for joining us. Hey, if you felt what I was talking about with that outer hip strength and you're able to integrate it and you could keep tracking your leg right, then let me know in the comments below. Be glad to hear from you. Okay, see you next time.